Hey y'all, I'm Diana Gardin and this is my version of Where I Write. Some of the authors at Hachette are making videos of the places where they write, and this is mine. I write upstairs in my house in the master bedroom. I'm actually a stay-at-home mom. I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, and they're at home with me most of the day. So it's hard for me to find time to write. When I do, when my husband comes home from work and he has the kids, I hide upstairs in our bedroom. Our bedroom is the only room upstairs, so I kind of have my little writing cave up here, and I tuck away and I close the door and I put on my headphones and I get started. So I'm going to show you now where exactly I do that. Okay, so here we are. Can you guys see that? I hope so. You can see my lamp. I always have my lamp on when I write. This is my bed. And that's where I sit. I usually prop all the pillows up like that, so I'll have room for my elbows. And I just sit down and I write. I am a young adult and new adult author. I'm the author of the self-published young adult contemporary Colorblind and the self-published contemporary series The Ashes series, and the traditionally published with Hachette Grand Central Publishing's Forever Yours, the Nelson Island series, and there are 3 books in that series. Right now, I'm working on the 3rd book in my Ashes series. That's my work in progress. So I thought maybe I would read to you guys a little bit from that today. So let me prop you up. Let's see. That'll do it. And I can read from the manuscript I'm currently working on. Here we go. Here's my ear buddies. My 5-year-old calls them ear buddies. I usually plug these into the computer and I pull up my Spotify playlist for whatever book I'm working on. Right now I don't need them because I'm not writing, I'm reading. Here we go. From Ashes Adrift by Diana Gardin, book number 3 of the Ashes series. The fact that they hadn't spoken in 4 years had been Jillian's choice, not Flex's. "Jill," he said softly, "I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Talk to me." She heaved a deep sigh beside me, and when she looked up, there was a dark streak trailing down one of her cheeks where a tear had fallen. Damn, it was like a blazing hot blade had seared a path through my insides. I'd never once in the 1.5 years that I'd known Jillian seen her cry. She was always the tough one. She was a tiny little spitfire in designer heels that she worked her ass off to pay for herself, and she was always the strongest girl in the room. This girl seemed broken somehow, and all I wanted to do was pick her up and put her back together again. The silence stretched so far and so wide that I wasn't sure if it was ever going to end. But then Jillian swiped at her eyes angrily and spoke. "You're just like Dad," she said. She stared accusingly at Flex, whose mouth dropped open as he stared right back. The hurt in his eyes was blatant, and I looked back and forth between the two of them. Jill had never talked to me about her family. I wanted to soak this conversation up so that I could finally get to the heart of this girl. Maybe if I knew where she'd come from, I could figure out how to bring her closer to where I wanted her. "I'm nothing like Dad." Flex shot each word out like a bullet from a gun. "Nothing. How could you say that?" Jillian could have spat fire with the venom in her voice. "You were everything to me, Flex. Everything Mom and Dad couldn't be. You took care of me, watched out for me on the days Mom never even came out of her room. When they took Dad to prison, you stepped up because she checked out, and I loved you so damn much for that. But then," she continued, "things started to change. First your friends, then you started staying out later, and I didn't always know where you were. You left me there, alone with Mom. You knew she wouldn't take care of me. She could barely take care of herself. Flex's face changed. I saw a torrent of emotions chase each other across his face, and my gut twisted in response. There was some serious pain between the two of them. So much I wondered if they'd ever be able to get to a place of peace. I reached out for Jillian, wrapping my arm around her shoulders and trying to expel the warmth from my body into hers. She was trembling. Jill, began Flex. I was doing what I had to do. There was no money. I was too young for a job that would bring anything in. Mom wasn't working, so I had to get out there, in the streets. I had to make shit happen for us, or we wouldn't have eaten. Jillian took a deep breath. I don't want to talk about this anymore. The past is just that. Past. It can stay that way. I'm glad you're out, Flex. Happy for you. Okay? He stood, rubbing his hands agitatedly over his shaved head. No, it's not fucking okay. Hey, I said, my tone low in warning. Easy. She said she's had enough for tonight. I didn't say for tonight, snapped Jillian. I said I had enough, period. Bye, Flex. She rose from the couch and stalked back toward her bedroom. 2 seconds later, I heard the door slam. Okay. It's nerve-wracking to read something that you're working on right now and hasn't been edited and hasn't been revived, but that's what I'm doing. I love to hear from readers and potential readers, so you guys can contact me on Facebook, www.facebook.com/author Diana Gardin, or on Twitter, @DianaLynnGardin. And you can also find me on my Amazon page, Diana Gardin. Thank you guys for tuning in, and this was my edition of #WhereIWrite. Bye!